Hi, hello everyone. Yes, Anthony and Lena are just staring at their phones right now. Welcome to the show.
Yay, we're here.
Unfortunately, we don't have Steph today because she's out with family, and family is very important, so we don't begrudge her that much for not being here.
We'll allow it this time.
Just
if
this
you
once.
if you have family.
Yeah, exactly.
So, no.
I don't know what that meant.
I am just punchy this evening, so just buckle the fuck up.
Well, I mean, you are living in a disaster zone, so.
Oh yeah, no, it's the Ring of Fire, baby. Just here. It's like
So how have things been in your neck of the woods?
they are bad. It's
Like just like air quality wise, or
oh yeah, no, it hurts to breathe. It's like breathing in hot ash. It's pretty miserable. Yeah,
oh, man, I bet. I remember way back in the day when Scripps Ranch was on fire. I still had to go to school. But then they eventually did cancel. I think like a couple days, and it was interesting.
No, remember I was telling Anthony the other day. Remember Firestorm 2003?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse than that.
Yeah, I mean,
And that was terrible.
yeah.
Like I think I told Anthony this too, but in all the years, I'm a firefighter kid, so
Yeah.
my dad was on the force for 35 years. So like all the years, he's never once called. And he called me from the front lines in 2003. He's like, "Hey, can you just take photographs of the house?" It's like,
Damn.
why? Why? He was like, just cause. I was like, great.
Just in case,
Yeah. I've had several, not several. I've had a few friends that were, what's the word? Evacuated.
Yes.
I wanted to say dislocated. I was like, I mean, accurate, but not the proper term for that.
Dislocated from their homes.
Yeah.
And relocated elsewhere.
Yeah. But they unfortunately, knock on wood, were fine.
Good.
No one I know no one in my first degree has been affected personally, but 2 degrees I know.
Oof. So
everyone in some aspect is you're just 1 to 2 degrees away from knowing someone who's lost a house or something. I mean, I guess I can count 1 degree for the customers that I got an email the other day from a customer. It was just like, "Hey, can you cancel my pool? I no longer have a place to put my comics." And I was like, all right. Like, I honestly, I did not know how to respond to the email because I felt if I said like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," that's just going to sound trite. Like, they don't need to hear my sorry. They got other shit going on. And then I also felt like when like, "Oh, a copy," it's just like too nonchalant. I was just like, I wasn't going to put like, "Oh man, bummer." Like, that's so I just did what they asked, and I was just like, I'll let the boss handle that one. I honestly, because like my heart goes out and it sucks, but like it's human nature to be like, I can care about the thing, but I also still have to protect myself.
Yep.
And the only one that I think the Hollywood fire was the only one last week where I gave a little side eye to.
That's
like
fair.
Everything else is very far-ish enough away. But and I was talking with a buddy of mine, and he was like, he's like, it's only 5 miles. He goes, there's a lot of traction. I said, I hear you. There's a lot of space in between the Hollywood fire and where it's at and here, but he's like, well, there's the LA River, the reservoir, and it's got to go over the hill. And I said, yeah, that's all valid. But one spark in 100-mile-per-hour wind, that 5 miles is going to come real quick.
Yeah, that's true.
And he was like, no. We both agree we were right. We were just kind of trying to like, all right, we'll worry until we have to,
Yeah, like my buddy Sergio, shout out to Sergio Lopez, filmmaker, actor extraordinaire out there in LA, working at various cafes that have burned down, and he's moved to different cafes. I think 2 of them burned down so far. One was in the Palisades. I hope he's not the problem. Yeah, one was in the Palisades. I forgot what the other one was, but they like he's just been like looking at the fire. Like it's also about 5 miles away from him. I'm just like, bro, just stay safe.
I mean, no, everything's about 5 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, give or take. That's kind of where it is. Well, for most of Burbank, anywhere I'm at.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, like I saw some people were making some comments online and in the store, and they were like, "Well, they put the Hollywood fire out so fast. You got to protect Hollywood." And I was like, "Nah, it wasn't it, man. Like, it was." I said, and I knew some stuff growing up, listening to my dad, and I talked to him about it, and and he was just like, "No." It's like realistically, the wind had died down, that fire came up, the Palisades had already burned.
Yep.
Like, there was nothing left they could do. So let's divert the tankers to go right in this one small area that we can quickly get done. And they did.
Yeah.
And the internet was just like, oh, I was just like, you don't understand how this works. Like, my dad tried to explain it to me once, was like, as a firefighter, you're not. He said he was, remember, there was a house that was on fire, and he was on the right side. He said, for example, there's a right side on the street. That house is on fire. It's gone. You cannot save that house. You can put hose and water on it, but that house is not savable. So he goes, we divert our attention to the other side of the street and try to prevent it there. And people are like, why aren't you trying to save my house? Just like, because it's gone. We now have to work on the next house. Like, we're trying to stop it before it gets to this house, and that's a lot of what they're doing right now. And I don't think a lot of people understand that that's the science behind being a firefighter.
Man.
We need to go there.
So fucking frustrating. So many backseat firefighters. Oh, well, why don't we just get 10,000 drones filled with water to go and support? It's like, bitch, 100-mile-an-hour winds. What are the drones going to do?
I mean, my favorite was like the LA's out of water. We're not.
Why don't they
like,
just use the seawater? There's so much water right there. Like, bitch, have you heard of salting the earth? Like,
yes, like
it's the dumbest takes out there. Just like, if you're not in it, shut the fuck up. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't have a strong opinion on anything outside of Burbank.
Yeah.
I'm focused on what I got to know, and I know right now that I'm good. I'm safe. My immediate people in my area are good, and we're just kind of watching. I have a couple friends who are still kind of staring,
Yeah. I mean, that's all you can do.
Yeah, like, Adam was saying that it's, how did he put it? It's like, it's near them, but it's not near them enough where they're like, there's no red horns going off. Or red horns? Loud horns?
Sirens?
Yeah, sirens, horns. It's been a long day, y'all. But it's just like, it was just kind of like, he's just like, yeah, no, we're watching it. He's like, it's near us, but it's not near us to the point where I'm, panicking. I was just like, right, So it just is what it is.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those, it's a once in a generation fire where there's no amount of preparation, of money, could have prevented most of this, because it's just like, how could you prepare for 100-mile-an-hour winds, 2, a fire in January, not even fire season, like
I mean, we didn't have our rain this year, so everything was dry.
It was a perfect storm.
Yeah. I mean, look, it sucks that anyone lost their fire or lost their house. And I'm not going to condescend to those people, because absolutely not. But it is okay. Lack for a better example, John Goodman lost his house.
Yeah,
I like John Goodman. I think that sucks. But I also know customers who lost their houses, and that sucks too.
Yeah,
John Goodman has the ability to rebuild his house and be fine.
Yeah,
Not to say there's no emotional damage there, and he lost memories and stuff. Not taken away from that. But the people that found out, after the fire happened, that their insurance company took away their fire without telling them at the first of the year. I mean, anyone who has Allstate
or
might as well
Farm.
switch. You might as well switch insurance company, because I don't think they're going to be around at the end of the month, because they're about to get sued so bad. What?
A lot of insurance changed in California these last like 3-6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's going to be a bad news story. That's going to get real popular here soon.
Yeah.
I bet.
Well, it's just interesting because I'm like, if you have to change your insurance, not you personally, like if the insurance company has to change something, I feel they're under some sort of obligation to let you know that they are changing your policy. But
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. I'm like, you just did it without telling us? Like, okay.
Well,
As someone who has dealt with,
though,
what's that?
how did they tell you though? Did they make it seem kind of dull and maybe I didn't want to open up that email? Or
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying in general, I'm just saying I feel that
Yeah.
is something you should,
I feel like there should have at least been emails or letters sent out a couple months before we're gonna cancel your fire policy because XYZ reason. This is
and maybe they
happening.
did. I don't
Like,
know. The
Yeah.
internet and the news reports, they're not talking about that yet.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're focused on, other stuff. And then there's, the big thing around town is that someone's doing this.
Oh yeah, no. Some of the fires,
Yeah.
100% arson for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, that there's some disgruntled human upset at something and just was like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm homeless or I'm upset I lost my job. Everyone needs to be homeless and lose their job. And you're just like, okay, I guess that's a thought process. It's not mine,
Yeah.
but okay.
let me
Yeah.
know. Tell me what you all think about this.
Okay.
Is it crazy, or is it kind of like hopeful? And is it a glass half full, or is it a glass half empty? That things like that don't happen more often, and I'm talking about the malicious destruction at the hands of human beings.
It's a good thing it doesn't happen more. It
It's
happens too
absolutely
much
a good
already.
thing. Yeah. But like, I mean, we are pretty much constantly just sitting on a tinderbox.
Yep.
Like to say that even a small group like could burn down an entire major city is absolutely possible. It's not difficult.
As proven by Palisades.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the fact that it doesn't happen more often, it's kind of like, I guess there aren't that many, evil psychopaths out there as maybe we worry.
I mean, like in Azusa, a bunch of civilians stopped a dude from trying to start another fire in Azusa.
I heard about that. Yeah.
They're like, fucking no, and they stopped him. Like,
I
because
thought you were
why?
talking about the bird from Lion King.
Zazu?
Ah, yeah, that's the one.
The advisor to the king? Why would he be starting
just-
fires?
Just John Oliver out there trying to start fires.
Okay.
It's me,
One-
John Oliver.
One, don't reference the remake.
I've never
Don't
seen
do
it.
that. It's Rowan Atkinson. It's never John Oliver. Stop it. It's like-
I like John Oliver though.
oh no, I
You
love
would
John
also
Oliver. I'm just
agree with
saying,
me.
if you're gonna bring up the Lion King, I'm gonna need you to bring up the OG.
But the new one has Donald Glover. It has black people as the animals in Africa.
Look,
Most of them.
that's one of the few things it's got going for it. I'll give you that. But
It
the
had
rest of that movie,
Beyonce.
the rest of that movie is straight trash. Yeah,
Yeah, but
and
that
even
was
as a
up to
lion,
10.
she gave 10%.
I mean, it's Beyonce.
Yeah, it's like I've tried. I really have. If it's not like her early hits, I'm
Not
like,
part of
I don't
Bayhive?
care. I'm yeah.
I
Come
like-
for me, B people. I don't give a fuck.
I liked Beyonce before Jay-Z. That,
yeah.
that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the air is real bad. It was clear today. Mark, if you're still there, I don't know. Was Glendale clear? I mean, it has to be. We're so close to each other, I would assume. But like the sky was completely, honestly, kind of beautiful. I mean, except to the other way.
Yeah, I mean,
where the horizon where you're like, well, it looked bad over there. But like the air quality is what was bad. Like you take a deep breath, you're like, oh no, there's shit in the air. Like this is, and it's still snowing.
yeah.
The ash.
Ashfall.
Yeah, my car was covered with it when I came out of the shop the other day. I was like, oh, all right, well. But I don't know if it's because this is, I think this is like my third fire in my lifetime like this. And being that one, I'm a little more pragmatic when it comes to crazy shit like this. Because of my dad, I was kind of just like, okay, this is where we're at. Like,
Did you
Until
take pictures of all your possessions?
I did not. And
Probably should.
yeah.
Just,
Yeah, I mean,
Also,
I
it's the beginning of the year. It's good to take a catalog of
Sure,
what you have. Like,
go ahead, Anthony, before I say something else.
I had a friend text me today. They're like, "Hey, how's Leland doing with the fires? Does he have a plan? Does he have like an evacuation plan?" And I said, Leland has like the concept of an evacuation plan.
Ew,
but
ew,
he's
don't
not
ever
exactly
ew,
worried yet.
ew.
It's not so close
have a
that
plan.
like it's time.
Yeah, I have more of a plan than a concept. It's like,
terrible
no,
fire.
All right, now let's go through it. Next step one.
no, I'm just saying, like, I looked around. I was just like, I would honestly, I would grab chargers, the
flip
computer.
Chargers.
What's up?
Sorry,
Yeah,
go
I
on.
would take the entire team. Aren't they in Vegas?
The LA Chargers?
No.
Did they move here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're your problem now.
You're
No,
thinking of the
shut the-
Las Vegas Raiders?
Raiders.
Yeah.
The
I
Raiders.
knew we lost one,
Yeah.
and we gained a weird one, and I was like, "Oh, so because I grew up in San Diego, now I live in LA. The Chargers are just following me. I don't give a fuck."
Yep.
I mean, I would probably grab, like, the desktop, the laptop, the electronic stuff that has information on it that I
Yeah,
require,
devices.
paperwork, because I have it all kind of in a central area. My dad was like, "You should have a go bag," and I was like, "I don't have much clothes. You're looking at the go bag. Like, this is it. Like, it's like I literally have 2 pairs of jeans." It's just like, so I mean, yeah, I mean, it's all stuff.
It's true.
I'd grab pictures. You
Yeah.
know,
Like the main stuff I would grab is mostly just electronics because that has everything on it.
no,
I
mean,
I
yeah.
grabbed 2 of, well, granted, I have like 2 different hard drives with backups of my computer on it. So I'm like, so I'll just grab one of those.
yeah, it's. I was like,
think
there's
I
not that
know-
much collectibles I have that I am like. I mean, I like some of my stuff, but I'm not like, oh my god, if I had to grab a fire, I need to grab that Art of the DuckTales book because that's just good reading. I don't know.
Anthony, you're
he's
easy to
carrying
talk
out,
over
like, a
unless you lean
giant-
forward.
He's carrying out a 4-foot-long Bond poster.
I mean, that Clue poster's vintage. I might grab the Clue poster. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like the 2 posters might be grabbed. It was just like those are like, if I have enough time and we're spacing this out, I can do that. It's like,
You got a truck? You got a flatbed?
yeah, I'm like, I have a vehicle that can work it out for a bit.
Yeah. I can't. I'm honestly trying to think if I know where my birth certificate is.
I know mine's in San Diego in a lockbox. I have a copy.
Yeah. I think I know what shoebox it's in, but I'm not 100% sure, really.
Well, until you need to know,
yeah.
but maybe you might need to know just in general. It's just like,
Sometimes I
Every
feel
so
like
often. Go ahead.
sometimes I feel like for stuff like a birth certificate or something like that, I kind of want to look into how much a safety deposit box costs.
well, you can do the cheap. I mean, you could do that. Where you do the cheap route, cheapish, get
Area.
one of those like hardcore safes that's fire resilient and just have it in your house. I mean, that's what my dad's got at his place.
Yeah,
And that's where everything's at.
Yeah.
I've been
what
telling
that one is,
customers, what's that?
Find out what that one is, though, because there's a lot of safes that, like, they don't burn because they're metal, but the heat will still destroy everything inside.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do research. But I told I told a lot of people this week. It's just like, hey, they're cheaper than other options. You should maybe get one for the important paperwork and stuff. It's just.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We're all fine today, and we'll probably be fine tomorrow. But the wind apparently is supposed to kick back up tonight. I mean, let's hope it just keeps blowing the same way it's going now.
Fingers crossed.
Because if it turns around, well, also if it turns around, there's nothing left to burn.
It's
I mean,
true.
it'll find things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I spoke to my dad about it, and he was just like, he's like, look, it gets to a point where there's nothing left to burn, and the fire will just go out. And I was just like, yeah. But there's a lot still.
And...
It's a lot to go before it decides to just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
let's
had a conversation with Lynn yesterday.
with who?
You.
Oh, it sounded you cut out, so it sounded like you said I had a conversation with Lynn, and I was like, do you know his friend Lynn? I've never heard of this fucking person.
Evil. You don't remember Evil? Evil Lynn? And I'd honestly forgotten that that your dad was a firefighter. Like this is like something that you're like you have a unique perspective on. Like you have a half an inside perspective on like not what people are experiencing, but like the mechanics of what is happening.
Yeah, I just called and asked him questions. I'm like, does it do this? He's like, yeah. And then I'll be like, does it do this? He goes, no. That's stupid. I was like, no, I had a friend call the other day, and they were really worked up about their son is on the front lines as a firefighter, and they were like, I don't know what to do. It's all upsetting, and blah blah blah. And I was just like, look, you just got to trust that person's not stupid. Mm-hmm. Trust the training. I said, you have to believe that person has gone through the training. They got hired for a reason. This isn't like when my dad was a firefighter in the 70s, where he literally walked in and said, I want to be a firefighter. And they were like, application.
Here's your hat.
Yeah. Here's
your hat, complimentary Dalmatian.
Yeah, I mean, this kid went through training. He's an EMT. He understands. They now have to be very smart to be this profession. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you have to trust the training. The training will get them. They're not stupid, And I said, there's only a few things that will screw up any of this. Nature is the big one. Nature's fuckery. It's just you just gotta, and then a human fuckery. That's pretty much it. Everything else you can just kind of handle.
The two things you have to worry about, like nature and breach of protocol. That's really it.
And I said, and they take this shit very seriously on the line. Like there's no grab assing. It's like they're not.
There's no time. There's fire.
Yeah, they're not putting a hose between. Yeah, they're not putting a hose between their legs. Going like, look, I'm peeing on it. They're not doing that. It's like, this is serious. He's not jacking off the fucking hose. Like, they're not doing this. They're taking this as seriously as they can.
That's firehouse antics.
Yes,
in the firehouse.
Yeah. So, and they felt much better. They're like, oh, you always know what to say, and I'm like, okay, great. Bill, here's my bill.
Like, in all honesty, if there was going to be a firefighter that dies due to the fire, breach of protocol, something like that, or it's just someone who doesn't take their training seriously. That's
or like I said, nature.
Yeah,
like a tree. You may not have that tree looks sturdy. Everyone said it looks sturdy. Well, that tree wasn't as sturdy as we thought. It happens. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't remember where it happened, but there was like I think maybe they made a movie about it. I don't remember. There was some real big wildfire somewhere, and like
storm.
It's just fuck off.
It's 2012.
There was like a big fire, and they just basically dug a hole and put that silver blanket on top of them and hoped for the best.
Wow.
That the fire would just burn past them, and I think it did. But
that's nuts.
It's like, pretty sure it was a real shitty 20 to 30 minutes.
I feel like that could only work in a movie because oxygen.
Look, man, I'm just telling you what
if they're really frontline, they might have some oxygen with them.
Oh, they usually do.
Yeah.
It's I don't know shit, but like I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, my dad, like, the worst thing that ever happened to my dad on the job was he got cancer. Fucking, like, chemical cancer. It was early in the 80s. He had to go to a fire, and it was like a chemical, Ace Chemicals was on fire, and they were not be able to communicate as well from what I remember the story. And him and like 4 guys were walking down, like, I don't know, a crevice?
A crevasse.
I guess, like somewhere where there was like slopes, and they didn't know that on the other 2 sides were other teams blowing the water, so they basically waded through chemicals,
toxic waste,
essentially. Yeah, every single one of those guys got cancer.
Jeez. Wow.
To a various degree. This is just kind of like
crazy.
Huh. It's like interesting. Yeah.
Well, hey, shout out to Los Angeles Fire Department. Shout out to the incarcerated firefighters. Everyone's doing everything they can to stop the fires. Thank you to all of them.
Yeah, that incarceration thing is weird. I voted against it. Like, I was like, don't force people to do stuff.
But they want to. Like
No. But like, the vote itself, though,
yeah.
was written very specifically.
Oh yeah, no. The law thing was just like, oh yeah, slavery, yes or no?
Yeah, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm going to say no. So I'm pretty sure that's the correct answer, right? Like, I take a litmus test in the room. We're like, is slavery still bad? Did I miss a meeting? I'm going to say it's bad. It's like,
I'm gonna take the temperature of the room.
yeah. It's like,
How are we feeling about slavery? You know?
It's like, are we okay now? Like, it's kind of like when South Park 20 years after 9/11, we're like, we can make jokes now. It's funny. Like, is it? I mean, legitimately, they're funny jokes, but that's because I'm also a terrible person sometimes.
You know,
Mexico also sent a bunch of their firefighters.
They did,
True,
yeah. Mexico, Canada. No, people are like,
Yeah.
that's what's wild. And I don't want to go on about the government, so we're not going to go into that. But I do find it very wild that certain people across the country are assuming things that aren't happening, and I'm like, it's right there.
yeah.
Trust your eyes. Like, it's okay.
It's the times we live in. We live in. You mentioned Ace Chemicals earlier, and that
Sure.
and that reminded me.
Oh yeah.
The ending of
Yeah,
Suicide Squad is out on the internet.
Oh.
And
Like you can
God.
watch it without having to play it.
Yes, you could watch it without having to play it. And good. I sent it to the group chat. It's
Is that what you? Okay,
it's
I haven't
so
watched it yet.
fucking bad. It is a slideshow, basically, and it's Harley describing the ending of the game. Where it's just like, yeah, the squad, we showed up, we started fighting Brainiac, and then Superman revealed, oh yeah, the Justice League that we killed, all clones. The real Batman shows up and punches Brainiac. The real Batman from the Arkham universe is still alive. The one that we killed was a clone. All the Justice League that we killed were clones. It's just like, why the fuck did you make this game?
I mean, there's a small part of me that's kind of like good because I didn't want to kill the Justice League.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I had a real hard time. That's one of the reasons why I stopped playing. Like when they were like, "Go kill Flash," I was like, "But I don't want to."
But here's the extra fucked up thing. I'm pretty sure the only actual Justice League member that died is Wonder Woman. Spoilers, sorry, but Superman kills her.
That's a damn shame.
Like, and she was good the entire time, and then Superman
Yeah, she was
kills her, and it's awful. I do kind of want to boot the game up so I could try out Deathstroke, but
I didn't even know they added him to the game.
he was the last character that they added. The very final character that they're adding to that game.
Speaking of a segue to the ending, it's the equivalent of getting cancer. Mark, just out of curiosity, because I've been concerned. How's the leg going, bud? You can text that when you're ready. Let's move on to something fun. Go.
Let me throw out a suggestion. If anyone's has not been up on it, my work schedule has shifted, so now I have Mondays off. And since it's a work day, I actually have a lot of that to myself. So I binged Creature Commandos.
I need to do that. I need to watch it.
And it fucking rips. I finished it yesterday, and what a great series. I'm so, pumped for more, hopefully.
I thought they confirmed that there's a second season.
I don't know.
Sorry,
I don't
Lynn,
pay
go on.
Oh, you're fine. No, I had a friend give it to the best review ever. No notes.
Nice.
I was like, all right,
that's what you want. And then I saw the Harley Quinn show is getting good reviews for the next season that's coming out or is already out. Which I'm very far behind on that show. I need to catch up.
Yeah, no, I didn't know this season. I mean, I'm only halfway through. Hell yeah, Kite Man.
Yeah, I'm halfway through it. It's been fun.
It's fun. Did you not know they did a spinoff?
No.
Yeah. It's called Hell Yeah, Kite Man.
That's awesome.
Him and his fiance, they open a villain bar.
That's it. The villain bar from the heart. from
Yeah, comedy, and thus
Fantastic.
it happens.
Yeah.
They add
Tonally, it's pretty much the same.
what's that?
Tonally, it's pretty much the same as
Oh
what we
yeah,
do.
The I enjoyed they bring in Darkseid's daughter, and it's voiced by Nadja from What We Do in the Shadows, and she's literally just doing the Nadja voice. And then we watched a movie the other night called Orion in the Dark. It's like an animated feature. It was mid at best. It was like a little boy is scared of the dark. So the darkness comes to life and it's like, hey, don't be scared of me. Let's go on a 24-hour adventure and I'll show you why you can't be scared of me. Premise, great. Execution, meh. But she
Little
plays.
Monsters.
What's that?
That sounds like Little Monsters with Fred Savage and Howie Mandel.
I never saw that.
What?
But it looked gross. He
What?
looked gross. Like, no.
Yeah. Have you seen Howie Mandel?
But Nadja in that movie, she plays the voice of Sleepy, and she's doing just the same voice. And I was like, Scott looked her up because I was like, she's English, right? Or is she from Eastern Europea? Like, is this her voice? And I just didn't know it. But I talked to a buddy, an artist guy that I know, and he was saying he watched her at Comic-Con. And she was saying because she's half Greek, she's literally just doing her grandmother. And I was like, fantastic. It's like,
That's great.
Do what you know.
But yeah, she plays the voice on that's pretty fun. Yeah, Orion in the Dark, you're good at skipping it. It was fine. I don't know. Yeah. We did watch Wolves last night, the Clooney Brad Pitt movie that's on Apple.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that was good.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It was real good. It was a good time. Yeah.
What is it?
They are both cleaners that are called to clean up an incident, and they have never met, and they don't know each other exist, and they work solo, and now they are forced to work together, and it's just those two being sassy to each other. Action comedy, shooting and killing people as they hate each other. It's a good time.
All right.
The only thing I took away from it was just like, so when can I get another Oceans movie?
Really?
Oh, fuck off. Fuck you and
You
your
didn't get enough?
No, I want one more. Because the original plan was to bring Sandra Bullock and Cate Blanchett into their mix, and I was like, yes,
Please do that.
please do all this. Because in Ocean's 8, it was kind of left open if Danny was alive or not. And I was like, well, we gotta go find Danny.
We all know Danny's alive.
We know he's a fucking alive.
He's not
We gotta
gonna
go find
die
him.
off screen.
I
It's
know
Danny
that.
Ocean.
No. Yes.
I didn't see the third one. I saw the first two and tapped out after that.
Oh, those are fantastic. They're like some of my favorite movies.
Scott says, hot take, Joker 2 is not that bad. You know what? I agree. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Y'all are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Nah. We watched Smile 2 the other night. No, I am not a fan of this. I gave Anthony a dissertation yesterday, but like basically no spoilers. There's a scene that makes me very uncomfortable in the movie, and it's not even a horrific scene. It's just a woman talking. And I was like, this is the most upsetting, uncomfortable scene of all of 2024. I would rather watch Demi Moore do things in her movie every day versus watch this woman talk ever again. Like, I was so uncomfortable. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you need to lean in when you're talking, dude. Like, your sound is bad for me. Yes.
Yeah. Pre-orders for the Substance Blu-ray is out on Amazon, and I have pre-ordered it, and I cannot wait.
I want, you know how they do steel books? Is there like a flesh book? Is that a thing?
That would be amazing.
Like, every time you want to watch the movie, you have to cut into it and then sew it back up.
There's a Covenant Evil Dead DVD, I think that
Oh
is.
yeah. It's the Necronomicon.
Nom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Oh, Scott says there's a Long Legs Steelbook. Did anyone see Long Legs?
I watched Long Legs.
It's
I
good.
enjoyed it. Never need to watch it again, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of it.
The main chick, Micah Monroe. I kind of just enjoyed the horror movies that she's in. She's the It Follows girl.
Yeah, so It Follows and Smile are kind. I don't want to say they're the same premise, but they're kind of the same premise. But like, I was telling Anthony yesterday, like they're a lot.
They're not that great.
Huh?
They're not that great.
No. I understand it's cinema, suspension of disbelief. You're not supposed to wonder about certain things. There's certain movies that I watch. I'm like, the rules are not defined, and then I can't get past it. And It Follows and Smile too. I just could not get past the like. I'm like, I don't understand what the rules are, and it could be argued. Well, either do the characters. We're finding out as they find out. I'm like, I'm good with that theory.
I think that's
but
just,
it bothers me.
Yeah, I think that's just a weakness in storytelling at that point. Because again, let's talk about the substance.
Well, we can't too much because he hasn't seen it.
I'm not talking about specifics, but
oh, sure.
There's a giant billboard outside of this woman's house, and it's only there sometimes. Well,
that's just CGI.
When you stop and think about it for 3 seconds, it's just like, oh yeah, the billboard's not in this shot. But then 3 seconds later, oh, there's the billboard. Like, but while you're in it, doesn't fucking matter because everything else is so great.
Yeah,
like it's not even a nitpick. The billboard is literally there for a purpose. But yeah, there's shots of the main character looking out of this same window, see the full landscape of wherever she is currently, because they don't actually tell you where this all takes place. And then other times she looks out that window and the billboard is there, almost like the whole place is rotating, but it's not. And it's just, I just like that. It doesn't make sense, but you know, what?
Could it be a hallucination?
No.
Okay.
Because there's a part where Demi Moore drives past it. Like,
yeah. I got the impression she was in Santa Monica area.
The whole movie was filmed in France.
Yeah. Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My God, I found. Oh, sorry. I want to get the Scott's question, but I also learned something yesterday that fucking blew my goddamn mind, and I haven't really been able to wrap my head around it about the substance. Yeah. So you first, and then I'll go.
Yeah. So the whole movie was filmed in France, and that was done on purpose because the director wanted to control every single shot. So they went to a specific place that has palm trees. Like, cool, this is LA. They're just like,
yeah. Again, no spoilers. Anthony, the movie is gross. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Yes. I don't know how your lady is on this kind of horror. You might have to watch this one on your own. It's a journey. Yes, there's a lot of needle work that is very disgusting. I'm not even going to pretend that it's not. What I would say the grossest thing in the movie, though, is someone eating shrimp. And I'm going to say that
100%.
He will know what I mean.
The most disgusting fucking scene in the whole movie.
And this is a movie about things coming from things. No, I found out yesterday. Did not know this. So Margaret
Qualley.
Scott found that he's allergic to shrimp this week, so we've had a morning in the house.
Rest in peace, shrimp.
So she stands naked in the mirror a lot.
Yep.
Did you know?
Prosthetics. Yep.
I sat there and I was like, those are got to be the most perfect breasts I've ever seen on a woman. And like, I was like, these are even moving the needle for me. Like, these are so wonderful. Immaculate. And then immaculate. And then my buddy Mike and Adam both were like, oh yeah, she just took that off at the end of the day. I'm like, what do you mean? it's like fuck your face. Those are real. But that ass was real.
That ass was real.
That ass was real. Are we talking about substance or smile?
Yes.
Substance. Okay. Did you also know that's Andy McDowell's daughter?
What?
Right? Yeah. It's like, yeah. I learned quite a lot of yesterday about the substance, and I found apparently it was filmed in France. I'm learning things every day about this movie. But like
Monday watch.
It's going back in the theaters.
It deserves it. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, this thing's good. Adam got roped into some sort of visual effects voting something, and he was kind of telling me he got to vote on like what should be nominated for visual effects for the visual effects awards.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh no, the substance, everyone agreed at the table like that should probably be in the mix. I was like, obviously.
But the craziest thing is very, very minimal visual effects in that movie.
And that is why there was a discussion, he said at the table, because it's more of a special effects prosthetic situation versus VFX. And I was like, yeah.
God, I love that so much of that movie is practical. It's fucking awesome.
But Scott brings it. Did anyone see anything this last year that they would say would be in a top of their watches? I mean, Anthony, you've been really hard up for the Nosferatu.
Oh yeah, Nosferatu.
Yeah,
Debatably top 3, if not.
yeah.
I mean, for sure top 3.
Oh, save it for February. Okay, we're not allowed to.
Yeah,
talk about it.
he's offering up next.
Got it. I saw it. I didn't really understand it because I'm not paying attention. That's on me.
That would also give me time because there's a lot of stuff I hadn't really seen that I want to. I'm kind of hitting the very peaks of like my interests and what's going on. So knowing that I can throw a couple, that I've been wanting to get to, like The Substance.
In there, Wild Robot.
I've been hearing good things.
Shit. That movie's fucking good. Flow is good too, but that one might be a little harder to find. Yeah.
Couple days ago, we watched a movie called Your Monster.
Your Monster?
I know this title.
Yeah. I think it's. Ooh, shit. Actually, now I don't know how recent it is, but it's fairly recent. But essentially, the elevator pitch is the monster from a girl's closet comes out to help her deal with her breakup. It is incredibly charming. Very much in that female rage style of film. Without, like being stuck in a rich person's compound and having to fight for your life kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It was very cute. We paid for it. We rented it. I mean, certainly worth the $5. I really liked the trailer.
Yeah.
But if you see it out there for free, then I think it's an absolute watch.
Shit, I just had it. Go on.
I do like the idea. The first show of February that we talk about our top 10 movies of 2024, because I need to look at the list and figure out which movies came out in 2024.
It's so tough to remember.
I mean, Wikipedia walk you through that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I have a list that I wrote down and everything.
Yeah, I don't do a list, and I think I'm going to do one this year. I was talking to someone. They said after they see a movie, if they think it's worthy of their top 10 at the end of the year, they said they start a note in January, and whatever movie, it doesn't have to be every movie they see. They're just saying if they see one that's like, oh no, that's worthy of the list, they'll put it when they saw it and put it on the list. And then they will go back at the end of the year and be like, okay, which one of these did I really like and rank them? And I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. I might do that this year because I don't remember when I saw these things, I thought I hadn't seen a lot, and then Scott pointed out that I'd actually seen a lot more than I thought I did, and he was right, and I just kind of was like, oh, I guess I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I keep a tracking list. I started doing this in 2023, so I just made my 2025 tracking list. So it covers movies, TV shows / documentaries, video games, and books.
Yeah,
and I just try to track everything that I've watched or read in a year. So I think my final list for 2025 came out to 2024 came out to I think 35 movies, which is a lot for me. My goal is to hit 52 for a year, which equals out to a movie per week. And I would that's my goal.
Oh, then you definitely need to watch Wolves.
I'm down. I mean
it's good.
Finding,
has any of you, I don't know if I told it on this, did I tell you about 100 Beavers?
You've mentioned it on a Sunday gaming session.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
I've heard it
worth checking
in another movie discussion podcast.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It was a silent film, mostly black and white.
Kind of silent, but yeah. I would not silent, non-speaking dialogue, except for like a few words here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's yeah. I honestly looking back, and I was telling this someone else the other day. This was a great year for film. Like movies in 2024 were really good movies. I was like, oh yeah, this were pretty good. Like I've enjoyed a vast majority of stuff.
That's
except
fantastic.
Joker. Joker's bad. It's fucking bad. I was look up until last week. Craven was on my top 10 not because I think it's good, because I had so much fucking fun at that movie. And then we watched Transformers 1 and fuck Craven, because that movie was like fucking legit.
I heard the movie was actually really good, but no one saw it.
It is pretty good.
It's so good. I mean, Anthony was just like, I had a few nitpicks, but it was good overall. And I was like, fair enough. I hear you, but you're more attached to that franchise than I am. I am just like, did they say the thing? Did Starscream be sassy? Did Megatron kill someone? I'm good.
Well, then all the Bay movies are also good for you.
No.
By that logic.
No. I mean, look, I told you. I like number 3. Can't explain why. Just do. Like number 3. And once I saw Bumblebee, I was like, I don't need to see any more of these.
I saw Bumblebee.
Oh no, bro!
What
Bumblebee was good.
The fuck?
I just haven't been in a situation to watch Bumblebee.
Fair enough. Get you a box of tissues and buckle the fuck up, because that
Haley
movie.
Steinfeld's in it.
He gets it.
He gets it. And the Cena. I mean,
2
John
boxes.
Cena.
Juan Cena's in it. No, dude, Bumblebee. Like, you don't need to see another Transformers movie after that, except Transformers 1. But like, Bumblebee's great. Like, I was like, oh, I have no notes. 10 to 10. Like, that movie's fucking. I cried so hard. I'm like, why couldn't you have done this the last 5? It's like, I don't get it. Like,
I don't know if they could. Like, you could definitely feel in the prequel one they did last year, or
the Beast Wars one.
No, the one that's set in the 90s.
That was Bumblebee.
No. Bumblebee wasn't set in the 90s.
It wasn't set in modern times. They didn't have no cell phones, bro. They had
I think it was
cassette
set
tapes.
early aughts.
No, I thought it was set in the 90s.
No. No, there was one that followed it that I felt like was trying to like recapture that same kind of like
Really?
boy and his dog feel, because the main actor
That was the Beast Wars one, yeah. Because
was it Beast Wars?
Is it the one where the dude turns into a transformer?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Beast Wars one.
Oh fuck!
Wait, what?
So tough to like.
I haven't seen this movie, but I've seen that clip.
He
gets a suit. He gets a suit.
Okay, he gets a suit.
Yeah. Yes, he gets a suit, becomes a headmaster, and then stuff happens.
Look, I don't. The only thing I know about that movie is that the Beast Wars are in it, and I arguably do enjoy the Beast Wars. And G.I. Joe pops up at the end. That's it. Like, those are the only 2 things I fucking know about that movie. Yeah.
Wait, but who though?
I give it a lot more pomp and circumstance what it is. It's not that. But there's a universe connected.
Is Channing Tatum
there?
Stinger.
No, it's a stinger. It's a stinger, yeah.
But is it Channing Tatum?
No, because he died in part 2, man.
And this is set in the 90s.
He died in Retaliation.
I didn't watch Retaliation.
You sure that movie's
he
legit?
dies in the first 15 minutes, right? And then The Rock takes over.
Yeah,
I rewatched both of those very, very recently.
I enjoyed part 2. Unapologetically, I think that's a fun movie.
It's still a way better, more fun movie. The first one was like so shiny and like it's just manic all over the place.
I want to say that I feel that everyone in part 2 knows what movie they're in,
including The Rock.
Yeah, this is before he became The Rock. He was Dwayne Johnson. I'm trying to be an actor.
It's at the precipice of that turn, of that
Yeah.
flop,
Mm.
where like
Yeah.
he goes from being like an amazing addition to your cast to your cast.
I'm still here for all of it.
I still
Don't
think
care.
Skyscraper was his last best leading role.
I didn't sit
What?
through that. I didn't sit. Have you ever heard of Skyscraper?
No, I saw it. I thought we saw it together.
No, I've never seen it.
No, I'm thinking San Andreas. I think
I mean,
Same
we
movie.
watched that one.
it is pretty much the same
Yeah,
movie.
but one had Kylie Minogue in it and one did not. So clearly it's not the same.
It's just in Skyscraper, he was also he had a prosthetic leg.
He had one leg. And Nev Campbell's his wife?
Yeah. He's
Really?
just like
Oh no, that's what we
the
watched.
whitest children ever.
We watched the other night, like, because you know how we do he picks, I pick, and we go back and forth. And so Scott usually picks like good movies, esoteric foreign film, it's like,
AFI.
yes, thought-provoking A24 films, respect. I do not. So, I'm like, occasionally I'll pick like a thought-provoking one, but tipping I'm like, oh man, we're gonna watch shit blow up, So we watched Godzilla X Kong the other night.
Yo. I don't care. That movie's fun. Like that scene where Kong grabs a little monkey and beats other monkeys with him.
That was fun. That was fun. I do subscribe to that.
And then Kong becomes Doomfist.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I was like, the fuck are they doing? And they put that robo on him, and I was like, okay. When they gave him the prosthetic tooth, when Dan Stevens comes out, he's like, yeah, mate, I'm gonna give him a prosthetic tooth. Oi, oi, oi. I was like, what the fuck
second
is
Dan
this shit?
Stevens rolled, I was like, fucking villain.
And like you it happens in the first 5 minutes, and you swear, like, well, that tooth's gotta go off at some point, right?
Nope.
It's gotta be relevant.
Nope. No. Yeah, that movie, I mean, I'll be honest, I fell asleep for the vast majority of it.
I think that's fine.
Yes. I'd wake up occasionally, like, are they still fighting the evil monkey? All right.
The evil monkey who has slaves, and he whips them with a goddamn bone whip.
Yeah, there was a lot. there was a lot going on.
I've
My
never once
favorite is
thought
called-
that.
Okay.
I've never seen a monkey more black coated than that fucking villain in that movie. I was like, oh my god, he has swag and he's a orangutan.
Add that to the list of things only Jordan can say on this podcast.
Oh my god, no, when the movie's called Godzilla Kong. Godzilla kind is in that movie.
Godzilla kills the thing, then goes to sleep.
But
Has
I
to
like
take a
that,
nap.
but I like that he
Godzilla
rolls
and
himself.
Leland nap through the middle.
I like that he rolls himself up in like a little ball
Yeah,
in,
it's
in
really
the
cute,
Coliseum.
actually.
I love how they like
That
throw
was cute as fuck.
they throw a throwaway line where they're like, yeah, Italian authorities are very concerned. And I'm like, you didn't need to tell us that. We get it. Like, it's like, there's a giant lizard sleeping in your monument. Yeah, that's bad.
But tell me why when they first introduced the villain monkey, he's sitting like this, just he knee up here too, like he's just
Yeah.
he's just chilling.
Just like balls hanging out, fucking monkey spreading out.
For some reason, he has a bulletproof vest. Don't know where he got it from.
It's
He had a
weird.
bulletproof vest?
No, he didn't.
Shut up.
But
Oh, look, I fell asleep through some of it. You could have look. Yeah,
like,
I would have been like, oh, really?
like
All right.
if they showed him and they started playing Wanksta by 50 Cent, I would have been like, all right, yeah.
I like that Mothra came back and she got involved and fought in the fight.
I like that. And then Godzilla had to fight Ice Godzilla, and then Ice
Yeah,
Godzilla fought with Godzilla.
And then Scott at the end, the next day he goes, I slept through all the Mothra shit. Did she do something? I'm like, yeah, she was heavily involved in the fight. So and we were both in and out on this movie. And it wasn't like we started it at like 10 o'clock at night. It's like-
I
2 p.m.
watched this movie last month, I think. in like the middle of the afternoon on a weekend.
Yeah.
And
you should.
it absolutely left my memory
Mhm.
until you all have like activated these memories, and I can feel them immediately being forgotten
Yeah.
at the end of the sentence. But in that middle time, I'm like, that was fun. And
I
then as
like-
soon as it's going like, I don't care for that movie.
No,
It's a movie that only exists while eyes are on it, like the angels in Who.
like I enjoyed King Kong riding Ice Godzilla with his
Oh,
giant
fuck me,
axe
that's
and metal
right.
arm at the end. I was like, wow. Like Scott is exactly right. That should be on the tagline. So much happened, but also nothing happened.
Yeah.
That should be on the poster.
But it's like the part where Godzilla crawls out of the center of the earth to find Godzilla, and he's like, no, don't fight me. Godzilla's like, no, we throwing hands.
Yeah, but then at the end they're like running together like Riggs and Murtaugh
Yep.
running away from an explosion.
It's awesome.
Wait, did that happen?
They're like, we got this.
They didn't
Was
high
there
five,
an
but they were
explosion
running from an
behind them?
explosion.
Yeah, they're like running from the like an explosion. It's so stupid.
It's so awesome.
Like it's yeah. I'm not gonna
That
say it was the
movie's
worst movie I
batshit
saw this
insane,
year.
man. And there's
Because-
humans still involved somehow.
I mean, yeah, and they're yeah. Yeah, they are.
It's
Yeah.
fact. No, like all
Yeah.
facts are true.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm glad that Millie Bobby Brown wasn't there because
Yes.
she just drags down that movie.
Don't understand why they had her in 2 movies.
Because she was 11.
But
I feel like
she added
adult
nothing.
podcast is also unnecessary in those movies.
Yes.
The what?
Adult podcast.
Oh, Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Megatron? Respect.
Listen, I
No, it's a
love that
Paperboy.
actor. He fucking rocks.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That's not the movie for him.
No.
No, that's not the movie. Look, Rebecca Hall is the lead. I'm like, bitch, you've been nominated. Why are you in this? It's like- oh, because they hit her day rate and she didn't have to do much. I'm like, respect. Like, because they added
All
that
in front of
zero.
a blue screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like
Doesn't have to
Dan
leave
Stevens,
town.
I got into a big discussion with someone at the store about Dan Stevens. Like his career is wild. Like post Downton Abbey, he's just like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want.
Because he was just like, everyone loves my character in Downton Abbey, and then they kill him. He's like, I'm going fucking crazy now.
It's like he fucking does Legion, does Abigail. There's supposedly a very good movie. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's kind of like a Halloween movie, mostly because it's set on Halloween. I don't want to say it's about Halloween, but like he may or may not pretend to be a fallen soldier. The Guest.
Yes, that movie's fucking awesome,
Yes.
dude. It's so good.
I've been
love
told
that
this movie is fantastic, and I do want to see it at one point in life, but I have been told it's like, it's not what you think it is, and it just keeps going weirder and weirder, and I was like, great.
I wanted to tell you so bad, like, what happens at the end, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. We tried to watch The Heretic the other night, but the fucking download fucked up, so we moved on to Smile 2. First 10 minutes seemed interesting. I was like, there's a lot going on here.
Heretic is good. I really enjoyed Heretic. Mostly,
Yeah.
it's entirely because of how charismatic Hugh Grant is. Like, he
Yeah.
really just lulls you in with how charming he is, and just like, oh shit. Like,
You all right there, Anthony?
No, I was just like reflecting, like Hugh Grant in my lifetime is just like
ever since
Swung
he
this
did D&D, I
pendulum.
love him now.
swung this pendulum like so hard. At one point, you think like, well, that guy's never going to come back after being like picked up with a black trans prostitute, and
Look,
then
so that's why I like Hugh Grant. He's for the people. But
he's an ally.
Was he the one that picked up the trans, or was it just a black prostitute and Eddie Murphy picked up the black trans prostitute?
Ooh, that's a good question.
that's a good
Actually,
question. Was it Dolomite or Hugh Grant?
it's Is it Dolomite or Mr. Notting Hill?
You know what? That movie should still be the best movie of 2024, and that shit came out 3 years ago. It's like,
That was good. Oh, I just put the Outlaw Johnny Black on my list to watch
is that the one with
with Michael Jai White.
Black Dynamite, right?
Yeah, Western
yeah,
Black
yeah.
Dynamite.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's out there for watching, for streaming.
yeah.
I know that was one we were all kind of like trying to keep an eye on.
I'm looking more and more forward to this top 10 movies of 2024 because I just realized that Axel F was also 2024 because that was a fucking great movie.
And I haven't watched it yet. I really want to see it. I hear it's great.
It is. I will say it is the third best Beverly Hills Cop movie.
I don't care for Beverly Hills Cop.
You need to get the fuck off this podcast, sir.
Wait, so you go 1, 2, 4?
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, I know you ain't gonna put 3 above
No.
4.
We don't talk about 3.
No one talks about 3. 3 is bad. Yeah,
It is.
I will give you. Okay, I'll give you that. 2 is fine. But 2 gives us when he looks at Bridget Nielsen and goes, "That's a huge bitch," which is like, it's like you're like, there it is, pop culture history right there. That's a huge bitch.
Like dude, Axel F. Like it is a very very rewatchable movie. It's
I heard
good.
it's great. I just keep forgetting
Yeah.
that it's a thing. Yeah. Do I have to watch the first? I mean, it's been like 25 years since I watched the first one.
You don't have to watch it again, but
Okay, I didn't know if they because I know they bring back all the characters.
Everyone's
but I know
back.
yeah.
everyone from the first movie is back basically.
I mean, did you see Coming to America 2?
No.
You know what? Give it a watch. It's actually quite funny. Wesley Snipes is worth the price of admission.
Okay.
Like he's doing the Lord's work in that movie, like he was in Dolomite. Like Eddie Murphy gets all the praise for that movie, but like low key, Wesley Snipes steals that fucking movie. It's like he's so good in that fucking movie. Wesley Snipes, Anthony, he was
Fuck
Blade.
No, I'm trying to think. Like, when did I not love Wesley Snipes in something?
Gallows
I'm trying to think of like.
Gallow Walkers.
You know what? He's still like bringing some bullshit on there that is like fun to watch.
I still want to watch that movie because I love that movie issues episode. You guys hated that movie so much.
It was not a good movie. Like it's just so bad.
You know, like maybe it's rose-colored nostalgia glasses, but I'm like, yeah, but I think he was still kind of like he's also making fun of the movie with us. Like just by the sheer fact that he does no work and is just Blade again. Like he's not trying to develop a new character. He's like, fuck y'all, this is to pay off my tax debt.
It's like I'm doing this for reasons.
Seems like last year was real good for horror.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
horror is yeah. And the fact that it's getting recognized, I mean, it does. It's that dumb shit of like, ooh, genre never gets recognized by the Academy, and you're just like, yeah, because you guys don't consider it to be a real genre of film, but it is. You know, like, but you go back and look at like horror history in film. It's a lot of shit has been up there that people forget about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's that upper echelon horror. They're like, oh, Rosemary's Baby is, you know, it's upper echelon, but Friday the 13th is shit. You're like, yeah,
because slashers are just
good
looked down on.
yeah, it's like, but it's fun. Like,
But Thanksgiving was a good movie.
fuck, it really was. We
It
watched
was.
it this last year. I had never
Was
seen it. This shit
It
was
Thanksgiving
entertaining.
was actually good.
It's entertaining. I had a real fucking good time with that. Like,
I'll be honest, I never gave it a breath of a chance.
no, it's a solid slasher.
I actually
Right on.
it actually kept me guessing
Yeah.
up until the end. I was like, didn't see it coming. Like,
Right on.
I didn't see it coming. Me and Scott, we had a long discussion because I was very upset. I was
because
like,
it doesn't
nah.
make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I was like, nah. I was like, I see why you did it, but no. It's like,
At the very least, there should have been 2 because then they would make sense. But
apparently it's got a sequel coming.
yes,
No. If for an Eli Roth movie, who I am not a fan of, that man, this is actually quite solid for him. I mean, he does a little gross, but nothing crazy.
yeah.
No.
Who is that?
Eli Roth.
The-
He was
Eli
the
Roth.
bear Jew in
Yeah,
Inglourious
no,
Basterds.
I know Eli Roth.
That was your first go-to, the Bear Jew. I mean, yes,
I mean, it is him.
that is an accurate statement. Yeah.
But then also weird that that's him.
Yeah.
So like well, there's not apparently. I saw it. I mean, Scott proved it to me because I was like, no, I call bullshit. He has a small cameo on Thanksgiving as like a news reporter, and Scott was like, I think that was Eli Roth. I was like, nah, that guy was too fat. Like that guy.
He does that often though, doesn't he?
This apparently Eli Roth ate Eli Roth because I didn't recognize him at all. I was like, that's not him. And then we looked at it, I was like, oh damn. Like, granted, I have no room to talk, but I'm actively in the gym. I don't think he is.
He's rich.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Well,
All right. Well, I guess we're done. If the silence lull happens, I mean, yeah. When Steph's not here to ask questions, we all just kind of
Because we get each other's references.
yeah.
We've done fine. Although Steph, who often is, saying like, "Oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about." She would have hanged in this conversation pretty well.
Oh, she watched plenty of movies.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
She gives herself enough credit.
I will say, me and Steph have our own chat on Instagram that we don't make you all suffer through. Oh, all it is wicked memes back and forth all fucking day.
Like awesome memes or
like anytime me or her find that we send it. Like there's no it's me and her's thing right now. Like,
it's something to watch.
Yeah.
Boston memes.
My first thought was Boston Terrier, and I was like, yeah, I do that all the time. Oh no, he means Boston. No, Wicked is great. It's legit like a good movie. Like
top 10.
It's good.
It'll probably be on my list.
Yeah. Wicked Safe. Wait, Saft?
It's Wicked Saft.
Is Saft a thing?
Yes, Saft.
He's trying to say soft, but soft.
SAWFT, soft.
Wicked soft.
I don't remember the context of what I said this morning to Scott, but before I went, I don't fucking matter. But I said, I said Gucci, and I got a look that told me I should not say that. And then then he actually said, "Don't fucking ever say that."
We'll blame Jen on that one. Jen's the one who brought that to my world.
Like, I don't remember what I said. I think I was just like, I think that's Gucci. He just looked at me like, if looks could kill, the show would be done tonight. Like, that's right. I said everything is Gucci.
All Gucci, baby.
All Gucci, baby.
Yeah. All right. Let's we'll get out of here. We got a list of things to watch now before what do we got? 2 more weeks?
Yeah, there's 3 weeks.
Is there until February?
No, it's 2 weeks.
Yeah. 21, 28. That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight. We know you missed Steph. We did too. But look, there's a dog. So also cute. We will be back next Tuesday here on twitch.tv/LORC podcast, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for more shenanigans, talking about whatever it is that we feel like talking about and hanging out with you out there in the chat. Thank you so much for being the 4th to 5th member of the podcast. You guys are always, such a part of these shows. And we don't thank you enough. And I know we thank you every episode. So just take that.
Because there's usually 4 of us, and then chat would be number 5.
No, I got it.
That's how math works, Leland.
He was just stumbling through it, so I just wasn't sure what was going on.
It's every outro is a stumble.
That is true. That should be. True. We should rename the show to "Every Outro is a Stumble." The podcast.
We are on all the social medias. You can find us by searching LORC Podcast or League of Ridiculous Conversations. That's what all that stands for. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook.
It's a sad crying faith, Leland.
Okay, what the fuck am I looking at?
And if you missed any part of the show or want to go back into the archives, hit up our YouTube page where every episode gets sent over there for posterity.
The fuck's Red Note?
No. Red Note is the TikTok replacement that is literally from China.
Oh.
So what's the difference?
People are actively saying, yeah, just give my information to the Chinese government. Like, it's straight up just, it's a Chinese app, mostly in Chinese. And a lot of the users there are welcoming the new Americans, and they're like, oh yeah, here's how you learn Mandarin.
Wild. I'm on the internet as Spooky the 13th. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, and in alphabetical order, you can find the rest of us at.
You can find me on most social media. Yes, Leland.
Anthony gave that when you explained Red Note, he just kind of goes, "Wow!" Like just like it was the so like, yeah, I don't care. It's like
sounds like TikTok again.
It's literally just TikTok.
You gave it the cadence of like, well, it sounds stupid, and I have no interest in that. So carry on.
I already drew my line in the sand at TikTok, so
look,
I'm
did I
not doing new
re-download TikTok so I could have it on my phone when it's gone? Yes. Will I go on TikTok? No.
All right, sorry,
and
Jordan.
You can find me on most social media platforms at Jordan is a Bear, mostly on Blue Sky, where I tweet about video games and movies mostly.
Yeah, what do they call it on Blue Sky? They don't call it tweeting. What
it's probably just posting on Blue Sky, but I'm gonna keep saying tweeting because
it's fine.
Everyone knows that immediately.
Yeah, I didn't know if like they had like a special term, like like clouding or something. I don't know because you're in the sky.
Blue balling.
Well, that's what it is now.
You should definitely Nimbus that joke. Because it's a cloud, you fucks.
Leland, where can people find you on the internet?
You can. I'm on Instagram. I'm Leland Pierce Art. I do art. I'm doing Bond Women for the month of January.
Bond, 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 bond.
No, I don't want to switch. Yeah, I'm doing Bond Women. It's cool. I'm having a good time. I'm drawing them. I realized I'm up to the 13th movie tomorrow. Have yet to once draw a woman that isn't white.
Well, it's still going to be a while.
Yeah. I mean, I did draw a movie for Asian, so did get some person of color in there.
Off-white.
I mean, granted, there are many women of color in these movies. They're just not specifically the Bond girl yet. Yeah. And I was sitting there, I was drawing like yet another white woman, and I was like, when do these get creative? Like when do I start drawing some? My palette gets different. I'm still like 6 movies off.
Who is the first like dark skinned Bond girl?
Well, he has sex with a CIA agent in Live and Let Die who is a black named Rosie Carver, but she's not in the movie long enough to make a difference.
Did you just say is a black?
Did I really? Oh, if I did, I apologize. That's not what I meant, but like. Maybe I started to say a person of color, and then and my brain just went black, and I was like, "Oh, well, that's."
I think that's what was happening. She is a black.
She is the only a black on the movie. And that's a movie that takes place in fucking Jamaica, and he finds one. So just like, okay, it's fine, I guess. Yeah. You know what? That's not true. I did draw the other day Grace Jones, so she's coming.
Not a Bond girl though.
He fucks her. She's a Bond girl.
Anything his dick touches is a Bond girl?
No, but she is considered a Bond girl. Like,
I feel that's a post.
I mean, no, she fucks him. That is accurate, actually. For the scene, that is accurate.
Just terrified the whole time.
He gets pegged, no strap on.
But that is also the same movie where the actual Bond girl in there, played by Tanya Roberts, is 21 in like maybe real life, like 25, 21, and at the time Roger Moore was 57.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
And it is they don't have anything until like the final scene. She's one of the few that makes it all the way to the end before he decides to banger, but like it is, they're making out, and you're like, well, that's a dirty grandpa. That's just gross. It's like this is uncomfortable for everybody involved. Yeah. Anyway, Bond. Love Bond movies. I informed someone the other day because they were like, I didn't know you liked Bond movies. I said, you know how I like Trek? They're like, yeah. They're like, same. Come at me.
One thing that I really wanted to ask you, like, what would be your top 5 Bond movies? But we could do it another time. We'll probably do it in February.
This will take a long time, so we will not do it tonight.
Yeah. You know, have that ready for the first show of February. Where we
talk about need to. That's here. Movies. I can do that right now. I was like, done. You don't even need to bat an eye. One of Scott's friends is a huge Bond fan. On Christmas Eve, I found this out. That was it. I was like, "You're my new best friend. Let's talk about Bond."
Look at the poster. Look at it.
All right, yeah, Leland, Leland Pierce Art. You can follow my Bond journey. I don't know what February's month's theme is going to be. We'll find out.
We'll find out together.
Yep.
Yay! All right, thank you everyone for hanging out with us. You are all fantastic human beings. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Yes.
Also, remember to follow Steph at Stephanoids. That's STEPHUHNOIDS. She posts shit.
Yes,
she does.
Good shit. Yes, thank you, everybody. If you are out there anywhere near those fires, please be safe. We know that pretty much everybody watching this show is Southern California, so please be safe. Otherwise, be safe in general. We want to see you next week. Thank you so much. Until then, bye.
Bye. Yeah, confetti. Woo! Okay, bye, everybody.
I was riding in my stolen chariot.